Hello and welcome to, oh my god, Alex sometimes streams. Wow, imagine that. Hello, I'm back. I had extenuating circumstances for most of 2023 so far. Hopefully not the rest of 2023.
I want to believe.
I want to believe. But yes, I am here. We have some friends here, and we're going to talk about some bad guys in my general campaign setting. It used to be for Dungeons & Dragons, but I might expand somewhat, because, things happened with Dungeons & Dragons, and I don't know if that's my weapon of choice anymore. Anyway, I am joined by Atwas.
Hello, you cannot get rid of me, and Wizards of the Coast is on thin fucking ice.
We have Kristen.
I'm here!
And we have Queen.
If villain evil, why hot?
Well, you have bad taste is one reason.
I have spectacular taste, thank you.
How did you say that to my wife?
Listen, for some of them, I'm like, sure, fine. I can see how someone with an amount of taste could find this hot. But the wraith at the bottom of the sewers who screamed and threw swords at people and was made of rotting flesh and bones was officially declared a husband by this woman.
What?
It's alright.
Oh my god, Queen.
Listen, he can change.
No! No, he can't!
Do not convince yourself that your lust for supernatural power is actually lust for others. Nice try.
He's a fucking wraith! He can't!
Oh, that attitude.
They're one of the undead that explicitly can't!
Welcome to 2023.
Welcome to 2023.
Nothing's changed.
There are monster fuckers, and then there are monster fuckers.
You know what? Plus 20 for not being a fucking coward.
Hey. Anyway, no idea how long the stream will go. Might go for the full 3 hours, might stop a little early. Will depend on our energy level and our discussion level.
20 minutes.
No. Anyway. Yeah, what I wanted to do was, discuss villains and cool villain ideas for a lot of the different, regions of my campaign setting, which I used to call the 10 Realms, but then I realized many years later, fuck, D&D uses the Forgotten Realms. I'm gonna look really unimaginative.
The 10
change
places.
it up.
Yeah.
The Remembered Realms.
The Remembered Realms. Hey, I remembered them. The Forgore Realms.
Forgore realms.
The Four Realms.
Yeah.
Fork realms.
The Fork Realms. The Realms of the Fork. But yeah, since we kind of already know the villains of Irion, because that was Fallen Empires, if you're coming to this channel new and didn't watch Fallen Empires, sorry! Sorry for many reasons. It's 150-ish episodes to catch up on. Good luck. Yeah.
I've been told it was very entertaining.
Allegedly. Anyway.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And we're not going to talk about the ones in Sedaria, because that's the Breath of the Wild campaign, and that's spoilers.
Spoilers.
But there are, at least 8 other realms in the 10 realms, other than those 2. So there's plenty to talk about. And I wanted to focus on, mid to high level villains. Because low level, you got your orc warlords, you got your goblin kings, you got your hobgoblin warlords, your cult leaders. It's pretty standard stuff, ho-hum. And super high level, you've got your gods, you've got your demon lords, you've got your dragons, and there's not a lot of variety there either. But mid to high level, that's where shit can get fun. Oh boy. And yes, Layla, they are connected. There's not likely to be any, major callbacks that you have to understand Fallen Empires for to really appreciate Legend of the Wildlands. Because, I want people to be able to watch something without having 159 or 150 rather, 3-hour episodes in order to fully understand.
Mm-hmm.
Accessibility in media matters. In more ways
Accessibility is
than one.
important.
Absolutely.
But anyway, the way I thought we could go down the list and talk about villains that I think are pretty neat because I made them for the rest of the 10 realms is either go realm by realm down the list, or pick ones that Alex picked ahead of time that he thought were real cool that we could go into detail for.
Steffi's gonna eat your words.
Nom, nom, nom.
Num 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 num. Not if I erase those words.
I feel like the curated list probably is the way to go.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Oh god. Oh, finally, she's actual size.
Yeah, to scale. Here we go.
To scale.
Now there's no scale.
No, there's no scale. Alright, so the first one on the curated list is admittedly one that I adapted from another book. The book is called Tyrants and Hellions. It's by 2C Gaming, written by Stephen Gordon. It's really fun and goes into how to make an overarching mastermind type character in campaigns. So I just took one of the ideas and then tweaked some stuff so it better fit the setting. So, the realm in question she's from is Kenyako, which is basically the equivalent of Mongolia, Korea, Japan, China. Anywhere in like East and South Asia is kind of there. There's a lot of training on fighting monsters, because, you know, monsters, ghost spirits are a huge problem. And the villain in question, her name is Kazue, the nine-tailed fox.
Oh boy.
Well then.
She hunts monster hunters.
Ooh. Fun.
Yep.
Love that
What
for her.
color is she?
What color is she? Fleshy colored?
No, I mean like, if she's got 9 tails, what color are the tails?
Yeah, what color fox?
White.
Oh, neat.
White. Good. My
Rad,
favorite.
rad, rad.
The tails are fleshy colored.
Beautiful.
Everything is fleshy.
That's it. Pack it in, team. Stream
Yeah.
over. It's all.
Alright,
you need.
stream's over. We said we weren't gonna go 20 minutes. Now we are. Bye.
Incredible.
But yeah, basically
Oh, no.
the
I can't go back
idea.
Erase it.
Erase it. Erase it.
I'm trying.
Erase it.
Erase it.
The lid. The lid.
Lid.
The
The lid.
Firmly grasp it.
There we go. Sorry.
You did it.
Did it!
You
Oh,
Yeah.
this is why you're the best.
Aw, thank you.
Okay, so she's a white fox.
Yeah, she's a white fox, shapeshifter, illusionist, the whole 9 yards, because nine-tailed foxes, super mystical. And the idea is she is pretty high up there in terms of status among the yokai, which are spirits native to Kenyako that have been there since way before the oldest of the elves. So she is super ancient, but still looks, you know, hot because, haha, monster fucker, we were talking about this earlier.
You gotta.
You gotta. And she took a long nap and woke up, and suddenly a whole bunch of monster hunting sects popped up all around her that are hunting down her friends, some of whom are minding their own business, and she's like, alright, so if that's how we're gonna be treated on our turf, I'm gonna train on how to get rid of every single monster hunter on this darn continent.
You know, it's good to have goals.
Mm-hmm.
She was not the first to choose violence, but she will be the last.
Yep.
Indeed. Honestly, I love that. What a queen.
What a queen. We stan. We stan
We
Kazue.
stan.
Stan.
Does she have a preferred weapon?
She is a caster, a magic user primarily.
Ooh.
Enchantment and illusion magic are her forte.
Illusion. Love that.
Illusion.
Gotta do the distractions. Oh, what's her outfit like? Is it like traditional sort of Asian Japanese?
She's got a traditional kimono, basically.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay.
Kimonos for everybody.
Everybody.
My favorite.
Yeah, so
Okay.
basically, weapon of choice. Usually it's magic. If you're proving particularly magic resistant, she'll just manifest a knife, stab you, and eat your liver.
I see.
That's where all the
Love that.
nutrients are.
Mm-hmm. Delicious, delicious liver.
I want to marry her.
Of course you do.
Listen, she's meeting all my standards.
Yeah. She's hot, she hates people, she eats livers.
She hates people. She has a very understandable reason to do murder.
Mm.
Like, what else is there to want out of a woman?
Would you say her build's like thin, bigger?
She's pretty slender. She is a fox, so they're usually pretty thin.
I wish my hands worked. I'm like, oh, I want to draw her. I
Yeah.
can't. I don't have hands.
Here, let me move my shit so bottom right corner can have a bit more room.
Sure.
Is that Anne?
Yeah.
I am.
I figure we should probably acknowledge that Anne's here.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi.
Surprise, it's an Anne. Hello.
Hello.
Jesus, drawing hard.
Gotta draw a lady.
Gonna draw the lady.
Does she work with anyone, or is it mostly just her?
Mostly it's just her. She will work alongside other yokai, because, their goals are obviously aligned.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what makes a good mastermind character?
What makes a good mastermind character? Someone you know is there, but cannot touch, basically.
Hmm.
Because if, I'm gonna go with some James Bond references here that not everyone might understand the exact characters, but it's a pretty good way to show. So, you got Ernst Stavro Blofeld, and he is the leader of the big evil spy organization Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's very creepy, very imposing. He's got his hands in basically every evil scheme throughout a lot of the movies. And he's got the quirks you recognize, like he pets a little cat at his side right as he hits a trapdoor that sends someone into a shark pit. The classical stuff that's now cliched in spy movies, he made it.
Mm-hmm.
If James Bond kicked down the door and just shot Blofeld right then and there, that's a boring-ass villain.
Yes.
He doesn't know where Blofeld is. Once he does, he doesn't have anything that can pin him to the crime. If he wants to go vigilante, too bad. He's got the law and goodwill on his side. Basically, the mastermind doesn't need to be an excellent fighter to be a good villain. What they need, well, obviously charisma, but that's kind of a given with almost any type of villain.
Mm-hmm.
What they need are ways they can stick around and ways that they can keep being a bother even as plans slowly get unraveled until finally there are puzzle pieces enough to actually take them down, full stop.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I see. That makes sense. I imagine the toughest part is just you have to make sure that, like, your heroes aren't just like, there she is, let's get her, in, like, the first session.
Just get her ass.
Just get her ass! You fools, that was an illusion!
You really think I'd come out here to meet you in person? You really think you're that important?
You dumb baby! You
Cute.
dumb baby children!
You dumb baby.
Mhm. And also, yes, J.K. Lantern, every Bond villain parody is of Blofeld. You might meet the odd, oh, well, that's Goldfinger. Most of them are Blofeld.
Excellent, excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, that's another one. Bond doesn't even meet Blofeld for several movies. Like, you might know of someone like the Mastermind, the Nine-Tailed Fox. You might never see her until you infiltrate her lair and she's like, "Can I get you some tea? You're being very rude."
You're being very rude.
Let me casually drop my completely, understandable motivations and reasons and make you double think about why you're doing all this.
Mhm.
Please. Sit
Have you
down, shut up,
considered that
and leave.
actually you people have just been murdering my people for like a really long time? Like, do you think I'd just sit here and take that?
Yes, you are the baddies, thank you for asking.
Yeah, do you think the umbrella with one eye that hopped around was being a problem? You think he was a menace to society?
He's a menace to himself. He can barely get anywhere.
Mhm.
Don't talk about Layla like that. Sorry, I'm legally required to make 1 parentheses 1 Gensokia reference. This is my quota, thank you.
Thank you for fulfilling your quota. I humbly suggest that someone give her a yokai mask. It would be cool. I wish my hands worked. I'm like,
I want to draw a woman, but Kristen cannot draw a woman.
This character exists specifically to spite me, who can't draw.
Alex, you'll
It's
have to put a woman in her place.
It's everything I want to draw. A hot lady in kimono, heavily, she's a fox lady. I was ready for this moment.
And yet,
single tear. This is good shit. I like her.
unfortunately, I also cannot draw a woman today, because not only can I not draw, and not only do I not have a tablet, I only have a mouse, but the mouse has been weird lately, freezing in place for several seconds at a time.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, sorry, chat, I wasn't talking about you, I was talking about the Toho character who you share a name with.
God. I'm trying to think of what else to ask about this lady. So she doesn't really work with anyone. I assume she just doesn't like humans as a whole, on account of the whole
Humans,
monster hunter
elves,
thing.
any of
Yeah.
the, humanoid settled races, not a fan.
Not a big fan. Okay.
There's also, in Kenyako, a frost giant problem. Frost giant raiders keep trying to take over, and she hates them more, but, not enough to put aside her differences with people for longer than the short term.
No.
No.
I'm that pissed at you. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. We need your help. We need the help of a powerful wizard to drive back the frost giant horde and his great warship of death. Best I can do is not kill you.
Skill
And
issue.
that's my problem. And that's my problem, Hal.
Skill issue.
Skill issue. Well, I'm seeing in the chat, what does she value? Well, life and the life of her people, obviously. That is her primary motivation. Making sure they stay alive. So, if she has to kill a whole lot of people to do that, she will. In terms of, currency, she doesn't use traditional human currency. Yokai work on a barter system with abstracts. So, I'll give you the yawn of this puppy for this sandwich. Sold! But, that's, yokai spirit shit. That's its own thing.
Good shit.
What's the
good
worst?
shit.
What's the worst bargain she's ever made?
Ooh.
Ooh. It wasn't even a good sandwich for the yawn of a puppy. Well, once upon a time, there was a group of monster hunters that were like, hey, we were sent as advanced scouts from a war party. We really don't want war to break out. War sucks. Can we reach a deal? And she's like, all right, I trust you to act as representatives for negotiating a deal for them to disband and never hunt monsters again. And, deal was sabotaged. She is very reluctant to try and make any other sort of deal.
Valid.
Understandable. Have a nice
Wait,
day.
so monster hunters are like organized enough to have their own armies and stuff, or is that more of a neighboring nation employing monster hunters sort of thing?
So there are orders of monster hunters, and then there's, like, standing militaries.
Okay.
Yeah, because monster hunters are very specialized. They can fight regular people, but, like, the average guardsman or soldier is not trained on how to handle a 90-foot skeleton. Yeah. So, standing militaries are there for regional defense. Mostly regional defense, because Kenyako is no longer interested in invading everywhere. They used to be, but they kept losing until one of the emperors was like, maybe we should stop. We're not good at this.
Just not good at it.
Mm-hmm. Has there ever been a time she's willing to acknowledge that she was in the wrong?
That's a fun question.
It is, yeah. When it comes to, murder of monster hunters and the like, she operates by predator rules. She will go after them if they are armed and pose a present danger. 'Cause, like, one time she didn't, she got people caught in the crossfire who were completely innocent in a remote village, and she was like, you really had nothing to do with this. I would prefer to focus my revenge. So, she tries very hard to not get people in the crossfire, because that is her being in the wrong.
Nice.
We stand a queen with a strong moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. I love her.
Yes, Queen, slay.
Yes, Queen Slay. Literally.
Hey.
So she doesn't have any, like, major connections outside of, like, herself.
She is, I think, like I said earlier, she's pretty high up in terms of status in the yokai realm. So if she wants something and she wants a favor and she goes to ask, more often than not, she's going to get it.
That makes sense.
If it's within the power of a yokai to do, she can find someone to do it or do it herself.
Makes sense.
At the same time, she was reluctant to, like, get a full army of yokai, because that would attract a war party. She's not a fan of that. She'll work with, like, temporary gangs to disrupt entire cities or cabals of monster hunters. But then when the job's done, she's like, scatter!
Scatter!
Mhm.
Fun. It's a fun time. So do the yokai in this world regularly attack human settlements, or are they just minding their own goddamn business?
Depends on the type of yokai, because there are a lot.
Yes.
Like, the ones that are animated objects, they just do whatever the hell they want.
Umbrella Guy's just here.
Umbrella Guy's just here. Tengu and Oni, they're assholes.
They are assholes, yes.
They are major assholes.
Time
Any
to go
ghost
meet a
with the, like,
kappa.
yeah, any ghost with Anna in the name, also probably gonna be an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah. Scissor Woman, yeah, she's an asshole. She's the worst. She's just rude, a bitch.
Interesting.
She's stinky.
So, does our lovely fox lady think that humans fighting back against those yokai is acceptable, or no?
Retaliatory, that's fine. Proactive, no.
Alright, that makes sense.
Like, in defense of the homestead, that's what she's doing. She's like, I don't like it, but I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I find I am a hypocrite, I'm going to change my ways so I'm not while still achieving my goal.
Mm.
But if it's like, hey guys, there's an Oni that lives here who's drunk as hell and spends his nights getting drunk as hell. let's go in and beat his ass. She's like, man, let the boy drink.
He's just drinking. He's just trying to have a good time. Don't be rude.
You're being rude.
Unless his drug itself is going to hurt someone else, leave him be.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have any particular, like, specific spells she's more of a fan of than others? I know she's more into, like, illusions and things like that. But did you have anything, like, specific in mind?
So, getting into specific spells is a little funky, because like I mentioned at the start of the stream, these were based on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but I'm looking into other things. So for now, assume we're talking D&D 5th edition, and I'm looking for the nearest equivalent if we're talking about specific spells. Like, Major Image is the illusion spell to go to. Make a big old scene, all sorts of different aspects that look real, can adjust on the fly. And the 14th level illusion wizard... words. The 14th level illusion wizard ability is Illusory Reality, which can make any part of an illusion real temporarily for a minute. So, you know, just making things appear out of thin air, make a whole ass tea set that tastes good. She can do that. That is her thing. That's the thing she is most known for.
Nice. That's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
Ooh, chat asks, aside from the murder, any vices?
She is a slave to politeness. Like, if you're there talking very nicely, not being rude, disrupting her home, even if you're saying, hey, I plan to kill you for murdering all my friends, you want to sit down and have some tea, she'll be like, okay, I'd love some tea.
She doesn't want to be rude.
Yeah, rudeness, that is worse than murder.
The sense of dimension you've got in this kimono is looking really good, Anne.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it looks good.
Is a good kimono.
It's a good kimono. Like, they don't usually balloon out like that, but it looks cool, so fuck it.
That's the only reason, it just looked cool.
Yeah,
Yep,
listen,
it looks cool.
aesthetic trumps everything.
Listen, I am obligated to be like, this is what a kimono actually looks like. I'm very passionate about them.
Weeb.
I am! We know I'm a weeb!
I saw your anime
known.
meme checklist.
Yeah, I was there when you tried to show me the animes.
Oh my god. Yeah, I am a weeb. I feel no shame.
They made another anime checklist, one of
Oh boy.
even more bonkers and obscure anime.
Oh Jesus, I might actually have more on that one, actually.
Oh boy!
God. Yeah, this is a good lady.
You good lady. I would say she nice, but she not. She polite.
I mean,
There's a difference.
She polite. As far as villains go, she could be meaner.
Yeah.
So
Could be worse.
could be worse. We have no choice but to stand.
Mm-hmm. True queen.
True queen.
Sorry, queen, but she's a true queen.
Oh.
Oh no, it's okay, queen. You're also a true queen.
Thank
You're,
you.
you're the queen of my heart, wife.
Thank you. That gives me the vibe. So there's this video that went around a few years ago, during Meghan Markle's and Prince Harry's wedding, and it's this little girl who's from Scotland, and she's about 5 years old, and she misunderstands her mum at one point and thinks she's actually going to Meghan's wedding. So it's this whole video where she's like, am I not going to Megan's wedding? And then she's like, her mom's just like, well, you have to be a prince or princess to go. He's like, am I not a real princess? He's like, oh, come here, your mummy and daddy's princess.
Oh my gosh.
I love whenever kids are like deeply upset over something like that. It's always so fucking cute and so fucking funny. In their little minds, this makes perfect fucking sense. But as an adult, you're like, this is so absurd. I love you so much.
Oh my god, I had something similar. Like, I didn't get upset over it because there was nothing to get upset over, but we, in school, when I was like 5 or something, our school was having like a party for some reason. I think it was just like a dress up day or something. But for some reason, I kept asking my mum, is it my party? And eventually mum just said, yes, okay, it's your party. Ugh. So then when I get there, everyone's all nice and dressed up and I'm just going around saying, hi everybody, it's my party. Thank you for coming. Which was then reinforced when the teacher said, let's play musical statues, but she called it Amy statues. So I just thought they were just throwing a party for me.
Wow, how nice of them.
Oh, that's so nice to throw a party just for you.
I know. Such a good child I was.
Oh, man. Delightful.
Absolutely delightful.
Thanks for coming to my party. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be laughing about this for the next like 10 minutes. I don't know why this is so funny to me. It's just very sweet and very charming.
I try.
Don't mind me, I just need to, turn off the ding 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 noise that happens when I download.
Ding ding ding!
Ding ding ding!
I'll ding your ding.
I don't need the ding ding ding.
Okay, no ding for you.
No ding.
And you got no dings.
I like this one.
Yes, which is a good one.
It's a good.
Oh.
With a little ding 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 about her.
You look so good. Atwas, I like the, green you added to stuff. It looks nice.
Oh, thank you.
I want to verbalize that it looks nice. Including your lady also looks nice. Love her face. It's just like she's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I'm really into it.
Promise?
Love it.
You are of little consequence to me.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're so in sync.
Oh my god. Wow. I love her.
See, Alex has a nice brand of characters that are just done trademark.
Don't even give the slightest fuck about you. That's the whole point.
Don't even talk to me.
Don't even talk to me.
Are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah, I think
yeah.
we're set.
I think we're good.
Just waiting
Yeah.
for the screenshot.
Rad.
Alright. I'm just turning off the ding 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 noises.
Ding, ding, ding.
Bleeding.
Alright. Let's see if that turned off the ding 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 as I hit file, save. Come on, save. There we go. It turned off the ding ding ding!
Yay!
Did it. Alright, we are good to clear.
Baba booey.
Alright. So, There's a continent that was referenced a couple times in Fallen Empires called Hamascus. Hamascus is a fun one because that's where I mashed up two different settings. Western Hamascus is basically the Wild West in D&D/fantasy role-playing setting. Eastern Hamascus, across the continent spanning mountains, is Russia. Why are those two next to each other? Shut up, aesthetic.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, when thinking about what kinds of villains would be good for a hot desert and a cold desert, I was thinking, alright, what are some classic, like, Western archetypes for, like, Wild West bad guys? And the one that comes to mind immediately is, like, Gang of Raiders, which is kind of covered by Orc. So I was like, okay, we need to make this mid-level for the Gang of Raiders type that the Magnificent Seven or whatever band of outlaws has to band together and fight. And then I thought, wait, what if Damascus was regularly raided by Githyanki pirates, styling themselves after the Ghost Riders in the sky?
Ooh.
Yo.
Spicy.
And that's the story of how the Githyanki hate cowboys.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, in general, the villain for Hamascus, technically the leader of the Githyanki band is named Donadak, but the Githyanki as a whole are the villains of Hamascus, styled after Ghost Riders in the sky! Aliens attacking them dar hills!
I, too, was one of the only people who watched Aliens versus Cowboys.
Cowboys and aliens, let's go!
Wow.
Wow.
Listen, if you come in knowing that Cowboys vs. Aliens is gonna be a stupid movie, then it's a much
so
better
fun.
movie.
Yeah. A movie does not have to be good to be enjoyable.
Oh,
It absolutely
100%.
does not.
I've never heard of this movie.
It's Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford as cowboys, and there are aliens. So
It's just the
Okay.
stupidest shit.
they're fighting the aliens. That's the movie.
It's like, what was it? What was the year? Was it like 2010 or 11 or some shit
I
like
think
that?
so.
'Cause I think I was in high school.
Fun.
Yeah. 2011.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolute trash movie. Along the lines of, like, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, in terms of how trash it
Okay.
is. I prefer Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, though.
I mean, that makes sense.
I can't
Still,
believe
sounds
they
like a
wrote
fun time.
Harrison Ford into it.
Harrison Ford and Daniel Craig at the peak of James Bond fame.
Really, though.
But, like, the movie itself, trash funny. But the interviews leading up to it elevated it to
Oh?
gold. Because Harrison Ford hates social awkwardness and is really grumpy. And Daniel Craig is just an angry man. So the two of them were on tour together, talking about how much they fucking hated being on this press tour.
Really quickly,
Delightful.
how do you visualize these ships? Because, like, my brain is just like, oh yeah, like, pirate ships from Treasure Planet, but I want to hear what you think.
Yes, Githyanki ships. Pirate ships from Treasure Planet would definitely be the most aesthetic thing for the Githyanki to have, since they're basically astral plane pirates.
Okay. Tight.
Tight. But yeah, the MO is, boom, pirate ship / UFO appears in the sky. Githyanki jump down, set things on fire, steal things, VoIP out. They're assholes, and they love it.
Excellent, excellent.
Honestly, nothing quite like villains who just love being fucking evil and terrible. Something so powerful about that.
There really is. Like, there's no,
Like-
this is just what I'm about.
Yeah, okay, complicated backstory, yeah, okay, understandable shit. Let me see you revel in it, bitch. Give me, like, full sheath Palpatine Sith Lord glee, alright? Like, come on.
Yeah. On one end of the spectrum, you have Kazue, who's like, I wish to right a great injustice against my people. And then you have the Githyanki. I like stuff.
Yeah,
God, so true.
I want things.
Yeah. I'm just luxuriating and living my best life.
Listen, there's a joy to just like watching a villain just really enjoy being a villain. It's super cathartic. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
You're having such a good time. Love that.
It's grim over in Damascus. The nights are freezing, the days are boiling. There are alien ghost riders that come in every now and again and steal your shit.
No, it's a tough world. They're just doing their best to get by in it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, like, if Kazue is archetypes of the noble villain and, like, the mastermind, smart villain, these are the archetypal, raider gang. Where, like, the individual is not as important as what they represent. It's the Horde, baby! Oh, boy!
I love the Horde.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played WoW.
I don't.
Me either. The extent of my WoW knowledge is like Leroy Jenkins, video game mechanics, and also whatever knowledge has been bestowed upon me by like drunk people at parties.
Yeah.
Who are like really into WoW lore. There's a lot. Oh man.
My partner Steven is very into WoW. He has been playing it since the year it first started, so a very long time. And he laid off for a couple of years, and then they brought back WoW Classic, and now he's, in it again. So I know more about WoW than I should, considering the only times I've ever played WoW is when he's like, come on, make a character, we'll play together. We do it for a couple of hours, and then I'm like, wow, this was fun, but I can't imagine doing it forever.
Didn't WoW Classic kinda suck?
Actually, no. At least according to him.
Alright, that's good. Okay.
Actually, everyone, I know a lot of people actually who like I had some friends who like when WoW, kept updating, there was like this like fan server that was made where you could just play, WoW 1.0, and everyone was so into that, and they were so into it that Blizzard was like, no, we're shutting this down. So they shut it down, and then a couple of years later they came out with WoW Classic, and everyone I know who was doing that, proceeded to play WoW again. So all the people who liked WoW when it came out in 2000 whatever really like WoW Classic. At least all the ones I know.
Nice.
The most into WoW I have really delved is Leroy Jenkins, and learning basic mechanics behind the Leroy Jenkins video and why it's a joke. And then seeing Uprising once upon a time posting, hey, I made a research paper about World of Warcraft and information processing, and posted the screenshot that was somewhere in there is Uprising's character. I think there's a dragon in the background somewhere, and just this absolute sea of green and red numbers covering the screen. Right. And she's like, yeah, I can tell you what each one of those numbers is. And
bitches be like, I have problems with information processing, and then post like WoW or like Final Fantasy, whatever the MMO is.
Oh, you mean Final Fantasy 14, the hit MMO?
Thank you. The one that got nuked and then rebooted. Yeah, no, I think I watched Onyx play some of that, and I looked at it, I'm like, no. I am weak. my flesh is weak. My bloodline is weak. I can't look at this shit.
Yeah, play now and
Give
get
me
up to
my
level 60
clear
for
art
free.
directed shit. Ugh.
No, my
Anyway,
experience-
Uprising's really cool.
Yeah, oh,
Uprising
yeah.
is really cool.
My experience is Leroy Jenkins and that one South Park episode.
Yes.
The only one I ever rewatched just because I thought it looked cool.
Oh, yeah. I remember the South Park episode. There was a class I took in college, writing for video games, and we were divided into teams to talk about, okay, this is a genre of video game, what makes this genre, what are the cornerstones of it, and give an example. And the people who did like the horror team was like, all right, everyone load up Slender. We're gonna have you play that because that was when Slender was popular. For adventure games, everyone played Westorado, which was free at the time and I think also new. The MMORPG team awkwardly mumbled their way through a presentation, put on the South Park episode, and was like, that's it.
That's it, send tweet.
Send tweet.
God. Like, I have respect for anyone that's into it, because, you know, if you're good at WoW, it's basically a job. But I'm also, like, it's never appealed to me. Every MMO I've ever seen, I'm just like, wow, this looks like something I would never want to do.
Confession, I avoid playing those games because I know that if I get into them, I will, like, die.
Yeah.
Listen. There was a point, so, every winter, every December, my job, closes for, like, 2 weeks. It just closes, so I get, like, not 2 weeks, 2 weeks is generous. I get, like, a week off. I think about, a year ago, so not this past one, but 2021 and 2022, I sat down and I just decided my brain is going to fixate on Super Mario Odyssey and the movement tech. And I got like 300 moons in like 4 hours and didn't sleep. The year before that, it was me playing Doom Eternal, may or may not have been in character as Kit Sullivan, and
Yes,
just hyper fixated on that. I think if I got into WoW or RuneScape Classic, I would die.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds correct.
Yeah.
You know, fair. That's valid.
Yeah. I've
So true,
also
bestie.
I've also got an addictive personality when it comes to like video games, and like if I find something I like, I have a very hard time putting it down and focusing on other things.
Yep.
The game I was most addicted to, spent the most time playing when I was a child. Like, I woke up, I played this game, I didn't have lunch, I had to be reminded to have dinner. The ultimate game that took away that much attention from me was Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Nice.
I wasn't good at it, but I was playing the shit
You
out
don't
of
have
it.
to be.
Yeah.
So it's so insidious.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
That is the terror.
And when I say wasn't good at it, I mean I was losing regularly to Yamcha. Now, for those of you who don't know Dragon Ball Z, Yamcha sucks.
I learned recently that Yamcha sucks.
He's just bad at everything.
Oh, man. I don't know, it's not that I do not get into video games, because I definitely do. Like, once I'm super into something, I'm, like, locked in. Like, I've played Undertale, and this is all I'm doing for the next 3 weeks, but it's like, I usually only play games. I'm usually playing games for a story and for the characters, so I wouldn't really be into something like WoW, because I don't have a bunch of main characters to, like, latch onto and then write fanfiction about for 3 months once it's done. So that's the difference for me. I'm like, I am here for the specific purpose of getting super into this thing, and then I'm gonna go make stuff about it for the next year, and that's it. I don't need to play another video game after that point. I wish I had the space in my brain to, like, you know, this is also is the case for like anime and things like I wish I had the space in my brain to like, you know, do a bunch of different things, but it's always like, nope, that's it. You fulfilled the quota of thing for now. You got to go make things. You can't. Brain can't fit other things. Sorry, Queen, I did not mean to interrupt you.
You didn't. I didn't say anything.
Oh, really? Oh, Anne, you're the one that's I'm
Sorry, Anne, you're like really quiet. I need to turn you
No,
off.
you are
I'm
fine.
Anne.
And yeah, I don't know why I'm quiet. My mic hates me. That's what I've
Be
figured
lewd.
out.
Sorry, loud.
Gain. Gain.
Gain. But I am weird at the fact that it's like there'd be some days where I just cannot latch to anything to save my life, and then other days where I will be addicted to something for like an entire month, and nothing can shake me off of it. There's no in between. So it's basically a roulette case of I might get addicted to something, or I might just get bored of it really easily.
valid.
Yeah.
Which I think is my saving grace when it comes to gaming and making sure I don't let it take over my life. Instead, work takes over my life.
Ooh, me
Yay.
too.
Free time, what's that?
Free time, I believe
God.
you mean Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original.
You know, I would talk shit more about gaming stuff, but I glance nervously at the amount of hours I have in Team Fortress 2, and the fact that I started playing competitively at like 50 hours in. But also, I found my spouse through Team Fortress 2, so who's the real loser here? It's not me.
It's definitely not you.
I got out before the community became like 300% toxic, more than the 100% toxic it already was. So I win, and I got valuable live casting experience, of all things.
Nice.
This is the most value anyone's ever gotten out of Team Fortress 2.
I mean, basically. Other than the people who got good at TF2 and then went on to be pro Overwatch players, good for them.
Unfortunately, they went on to be pro Overwatch players.
I mean, it was a hot commodity in 2016. Like, that was money.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're just good variety streamers.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Germa.
I remember way back in 2016, I had to tell my dad what an esport was, because he was utterly baffled by the concept of people playing Overwatch for money.
Well, you see, it is like a sport.
Yes!
That's it.
Yeah,
Yes! That's how I described it! Like, okay, well, what's up with, football?
Yeah. It's like, okay, football players take steroids, esports players take Adderall. Next question. You both run out of your, fucking efficacy at top levels in your, like, early 20s.
Yeah. You burn out and then live a life of tragedy.
Blow all your money on shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man.
Get a movie about you made by Will Smith. That's weirdly paced.
This is a
Which
thing
movie
you
are
can
you
do?
referring to?
Concussion.
Never heard of it. Huh, okay.
Never heard of this.
So, Concussion is a movie starring Will Smith and Alec Baldwin, where Will Smith is a doctor from a country in Africa that I do not remember, but I do remember it is Africa because he's putting on the accent.
So South Africa probably?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But basically,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but basically he's a doctor who is investigating ex-NFL players and realizing, oh my god, the head trauma they go through is terrible, and the NFL is covering it up. So that's the true story of that doctor and his attempts to make that more obvious. But it's weirdly paced, because it focuses on very unimportant stuff and then zooms past major life stones. Like, for instance, alright, Alec Baldwin comes in. Thanks for your hard work, doctor. We finally got them in the conference room. They're going to talk. Walks into the conference room. 5 seconds later, it's a couple hours later, Alec Baldwin walks out. They didn't talk. Flash forward 3 years!
What?
Yep, that's all they focus on that!
Questions about everything.
Man.
The moral of the story is that football is a very dangerous sport.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Concussions in general are also just very dangerous. I knew someone in college who was a part of my degree cohort, and she had been a soccer player, but she got a concussion and she did her thesis on concussions, and it was rough to hear about because she had a lot of I'm not saying this affected her work, but her passion about it came from the fact that she had a concussion and struggled with short-term memory and issues and motor skills and stuff like that. And it's wild because people don't take that shit seriously.
Yep.
It fucking rattles your brain around like a marble in a tin can. It's
not
serious
good.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's real bad.
God, I'm watching this documentary on Netflix called Cheer about competitive cheerleading, and Jesus fuck! The amount of injuries that are happening fucking constantly. It's like, oh yeah, this one girl's had 2 or 3 concussions this season. Okay, girl gets chucked across the room, and now her elbow's dislocated. So, if you keep dropping into these baskets, your ribs might break. Well, too bad. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm just sitting here
Too bad, go
Oh, no.
Wildcats!
I'm watching these girls get chucked in the air, and then they drop into these guys with this just really heavy bone breaking thunk, and I'm just watching this with my horrible spine problems. Oh no, oh god. It's badass though.
I mean, yeah.
I have. It's the only sport thing I've ever watched where I've been actually, I'm super interested in this. Anyway, sports are dangerous, and we as a society should probably do a little better at the whole just push through it.
Yeah. The moral of this story is that Olympia was a fool and a harlot! Man was not invented to sport!
Man was not invented to sport.
Let us commodify our young for entertainment. Blood and circuses, but
Yeah.
even more state sanctions.
The Hunger Games is real, bottom text!
God.
Yeah. If we're going to commodify the young, at least recreate naval battles like we used to do back in the Roman Empire.
Oh my god, fill up the Colosseum, cowards.
Flood the football stadium and have them fight to the death, you cowards!
Yeah, come on. Maybe get some lions out there while you're at
Yeah,
it.
reinvent
Oh my
Greek
God, the Super
fire,
Bowl
you
is
coward!
happening.
The Super Bowl is happening?
Sorry, every single time I'm reminded of football, I'm like, oh god, the Super Bowl is being hosted in Glendale, which is
Oh,
really
no.
close to where I live.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh,
Wait, is that? Oh no!
no.
I live in the Phoenix metro area, in one of the surrounding cities,
Oh,
so I'm just
no.
like, oh god, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It's actually been really funny because there's the ESPN football Super Bowl experience zone, and it's super overpriced and an hour away from anywhere normal, from the actual stadium, and it's just been terrible. The /r Phoenix subreddit has just been we need a megathread for this. This is terrible. Fellas just stop. So it's been a good time. Oh god, the most amazing fucking art was Jeer sent to me. It has. Hold on. I'll post it in the end call just for you all because I just. Shaq's Funhouse 2023. Let me just. You know what? I'll send it to the chat too.
Okay.
Shaq's Funhouse 2023. He's so powerful. Like, there's something about that image. It's so good.
Shaq's Funhouse.
And of course it's at the Talking Stick, which is like a really kind of shady sus casino resort in the middle of the desert on reservation land that flooded recently because and got like shut down for months because all of their generators were in the basement and not waterproofed because why would we need to build waterproofing things and contingencies for that? We live in the desert. Anyway, Shaq just staring into my soul.
Just grins and holds out his hand, offering
His
you
giant Shaq hands.
A speaker, 2 footballs, a helmet, a basketball, a minuscule popcorn,
He offers
and
you
a
a
popsicle.
He offers you a fistful of clip art and asks if you'd like to join him.
Yeah, the popsicle is on a plate, by the way.
Yeah, what?
There's a Shaq's Chicken, like close to where I live too. So just icing on the fucking cake. It is the smile. He stares into your soul. He's so sensual. He's almost like hesitant offering you these things, this massive hands. I don't even know why is there a roller coaster here? There's no roller coaster at Talking Stick. What's going on? Anyway, presented by NetSpend.
You just don't comprehend Shaq, okay?
I don't. Can anyone truly comprehend Shaq? Anyone?
Oh my god.
So anyway, I just live here.
Anyway.
I don't plan to leave the house this weekend. Not that I leave the house anyway, but like doubly
Especially
so.
this weekend, probably don't.
And that's why
Growing
I'm
up
watching the Puppy Bowl instead.
Yes.
Right.
God,
Puppy Bowl.
Oh, you don't know the Puppy Bowl?
Oh no, I know the Puppy Bowl.
Oh, nice. You know the Puppy Bowl.
Good.
We all know the
Oh,
Puppy
good,
Bowl.
thank
Puppy Bowl,
God.
good.
Whenever football time comes around, everyone I know is just like, oh, screw the Super Bowl, I'm gonna go watch the Puppy Bowl instead. To the point where if I knew someone who actively went, fuck yeah, can't wait for the Super Bowl, I would be really confused. Like, do I know you? I must not.
I mean, consider I live in Texas, so Puppy Bowl lovers are a rarity here compared to football Super Bowl watchers.
I mean, that's also the case here. Like, I've just gradually weeded most of those people out of my life. I do still have, like, some weird nostalgia for like, high school Super Bowl parties. It's like, why am I here? I'm not gonna watch the game. No, I'm going to eat pizza and hang out in the basement with people, and we're gonna watch anime, and maybe we'll go upstairs to watch the commercials.
Hell
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Oh man. I actually won Squares, which if you're not familiar, Squares is like a football betting game where you put down certain money on a particular score being the final score. So when I was like, I don't know, like 9 or something, I won Squares at like the cul-de-sac Super Bowl party. And it happened to be the Super Bowl where the nip slip happened too.
Oh no!
Nice.
I never saw a cent of that money. I'm still a little salty about it.
No, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the song that Timberlake is doing, right before the nip slip, isn't one of the lyrics, I'm gonna take off all your clothes?
Yes.
Fucking incredible.
Right?
God. I was at a youth group Super Bowl party when that happened. The drama, the level of drama.
Yeah, I was
Happened.
upstairs playing the SNES, so It was the neighbor's house, so I'm like, yes, time on the SNES.
Like
Fuck
I was
yeah.
in the basement and suddenly they were freaking out upstairs, and we're like, what? No, kids, don't come upstairs. What? Why? And then they were just shaming the TV, and I'm just like, what?
The early 2000s sure were a time.
Mhm.
Mid 2000s? Whatever.
She should apologize for having her top taken off. I'm like, yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds correct.
Yeah, Timberlake should not do anything regarding this.
This situation. It's her fault, obviously. God, what a time the 2000s were.
Do you fellas want to hear a literally completely unrelated fun fact?
Yes.
Fun fact. So, the very first air-to-air kill by an F-22, which has been in service since the late 90s, was on the Chinese spy balloon. Which is very funny to me. I've been itching to share this fact with people, so there you go. It's the very first air-to-air kill. Air-to-ground, sure, but air-to-air? On that? Yeah, no. It's the fucking Chinese spy balloon.
Who got the balloon?
Hey, we took that balloon down, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
God.
For America.
Miracle. God. Do we want to maybe get to a different villain?
Yeah, sure, I have this saved.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
All right, so the next villain on the curated list is one that's not particularly tied to any region, because he is extraplanar, which means he shows up whenever I need someone from another realm to be evil and spooky. So this is kind of taking a name that was already in Dungeons & Dragons, because they used every double name imaginable, but doing some revamping of it. So this is the Archdevil / Demon Lord / he's neutral evil now, guys. Azazel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody thinks he's hot, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess talk.
I guess we're going to keep talking and see if they still think Azazel's hot. Basically, Azazel, typical demon look. Huge, muscular, has a goat head, so it's basically the Capra demon from Dark Souls.
Nice.
One of the most arrogant devil / demons out there, like, refused to work with anybody else in the Nine Hells, because he's like, no, I'm superior to all of you. These pit fiends ain't shit. These archdevils ain't shit. I am the left hand of Asmodeus. And Asmodeus was finally like, dude, shut up. Go away. And banished him from the Nine Hells. And then he was like, all right, I'm gonna make a deal with some demons. And then he betrayed the demons, because that's what he does. So now Azazel is just kind of his own force of neutral evil, corrupting everyone. The devil / demon lord of scapegoats and liars. He is an awful, awful person. And apparently he's hot. Must draw gold. Hot. Keep talking. Is that Darby in the corner?
I think it's Anne.
Oh, it's Anne in the corner, I see.
Well,
Can't believe Darby's the goat.
I'm crying.
Congratulations, Anne. You've been mistaken for both Queen and Darby this stream. How do you feel?
Congratulations.
press.
What? Either I'm that good at looking like others, or I'm just that forgettable.
No.
No.
I can't.
Get your ass out of here. So, go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna assume
goats.
this guy doesn't wear a shirt.
No.
Of course
Hell
not.
yeah.
He's a demon. What kind of demon wears a shirt?
Yeah.
Right, I can't draw goats, so this is gonna be interesting.
I believe in you.
So, I cannot help but notice you started writing down hot, extra hot before I even described Azazel.
You
Before
Before I
said
even
evil.
named Azazel.
You said evil, so
I mean, that's fair. He did say evil.
head.
can't go wrong with that logic.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I just go ahead and got some very horrifying results.
of course you did. Google Capra Demon, because basically Capra Demon but bulkier is Azazel.
How do you spell that?
Capra, and then space demon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's maybe not a husband, but you know, I can appreciate.
Let it be known, chat, that Queen has decided to make a husband out of a Dark Souls boss.
She's
Not
got
just
good
the-
taste.
I'm thinking of other Dark Souls bosses that Queen would decide to make a husband of, and the first one that comes to mind is obviously the Gaping Dragon.
That's correct.
Yeah, the single hottest Dark Souls boss of all time.
May I please?
Listen, Queen's just really good at finding something to love in everybody, and I think that's to be respected and cherished.
Yeah.
No.
Hey.
Hey.
Don't mind me, I'm just looking up the Gaping Dragon real quick so that I can show Queen. Oh yeah, here he is.
The gaping what? Oh, hang on. Wait, he's where?
I
sorry?
don't like that.
Oh, there.
Mm.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
If he had a nice voice, I think I could get behind
he
it.
doesn't have a voice, he screams!
Then what's the point?
If he had a nice voice, I think I could get behind it. Oh my god, Queen, I love you so much.
Aww.
Okay, but
Mm.
Valid?
Yeah, listen, I'm pretty sure I could just take Kristen on a tour of any Dark Souls, Bloodborne, or Elden Ring world, and she'd be like, I don't like that, to like half the things we pass by.
That's not true.
Yeah. So this is a Gaping Dragon. I don't like that.
I mean, yeah, it's really horrifying. It's got a lot of like spines and teeth, and I'm just not a fan. Someone has to be the counterpoint to Queen. If he had a nice voice, I think I could get behind him. Behind
Yeah.
the creeps.
Fair.
The opposite end of the husband spectrum.
Queen, I am with you in that corner.
Hell yeah.
Hello there, I'm the Gaping Dragon.
Yeah. I will do whatever you say, Gaping Dragon Man.
Get in my mouth.
Sure. Sound business opportunity we've got here.
What a charming lad.
Yeah, what a nice fella.
God. I mean, I guess to be fair, like, no, even if it was like, but the Gaping Dragon has a hot lady voice, I'd still be like, no. It's
No.
Smash or
I look
pass?
at it and it triggers, like, the specific fear of, like, it's like dental anxiety when I look at it. I'm like, nope, that's too much for me.
You see, I look at it and I'm like, this evokes the idea of my hand getting caught in the garbage disposal.
Ooh. No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, now that I'm horrified by that mental image.
Anyway, demons.
Demons. I love demons. So this guy's just a demon? Anything else about him?
Not quite demon, not quite devil, because both of them kicked him out, want nothing to do with him, but he's still got, like, otherworldly infernal power. So, the thing with devils and demons in Dungeons and Dragons is they are the personifications of lawful evil and chaotic evil.
Let's see.
Like, demons, they'll fuck shit up. They exist to show up somewhere, absolutely ruin things, keep on doing that for all of their life, violently explode into a different kind of demon to keep doing shit. Devils are the typical, let's corrupt everything. Let's make a contract. I want your soul. Welcome to hell. This is the most evil utopia/dystopia we could manage, because we're evil.
Lovely.
Now, I'm not super familiar with Pathfinder, but I know just enough to know Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons differ on what type of fiends make up neutral evil. See, in Dungeons & Dragons, neutral evil is the Yugoloths. And Yugoloths are like, basically, mercenaries who will do whatever evil thing is out there if the price is right, without any care for morality. But Pathfinder has daemons, which is spelled demons, but there's an A in front of the E, you know, that archaic spelling.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, daemons, they don't want to cause chaos, they don't want to create order. They just want to do evil things. They're just pure evil for evil's sake. And they're like, this doesn't benefit anyone? It might benefit me, but it probably won't. I'ma do some bad, and that is Azazel. Azazel does not care for power anymore, because he's got it. He doesn't care about tearing down establishments, he doesn't care about making himself like an army or a cult. He just wants suffering. That is what Azazel wants.
Nice.
What a man.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah. He is arrogance, he is lies, he is blaming other people, he is suffering. That's Azazel. Have fun, kids!
What a lovely
He is-
guy.
He
I love
is
how I've drawn
50.
mine like very sort of, creaturey. And I was just here like, hey.
Hey! What up, girl?
What
Hey, go hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
It's pretty.
Dude. Sorry, go ahead.
See one day we have a D&D game that doesn't involve a horrible eldritch deer.
There were no horrible eldritch deer in Fallen Empires.
Not that you know.
I would think of all people he would know.
I would know!
What you didn't know is that Raxadar was secretly dreaming of Cernos. Just, oh god, like that man, his destruction. That's something I crave to be, but I can't. For the children!
Okay, that sounds like a him problem.
Yeah, that's a him problem. I believe in a stream once upon a time we were making some, like, dark domains for Ravenloft, slash, Domains of Dread setting, and one of them was folk horror, people doing rituals, but they can't do it right, they just have to keep doing it right, and one day they'll succeed. That's Azazel's fault. He just told them of a ritual for power, fucked off one day, and everything went to shit with him not having to do a thing. If there's something fiendish going on, half the time, it's Azazel.
Half the time.
Yeah, you have to leave some room for, like, actual devils and demons to do their thing.
I mean, valid.
Don't want to encroach on too much turf.
Right.
I cannot follow references to save my life today.
What's a reference? What is art
How
even?
does one-
Have any of us ever arted?
Nah.
How does one goat?
I don't think one does.
You work on a
Simple.
farm.
Be the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Okay, that's step one.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. Profit.
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 Yeah. Easy.
All right.
All right, just got back from goating. I am now Wayne Gretzky.
Enough.
Very good, very good, very good.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
God, that reminds me. The other day, ESPN or some other sports network was like, we released a list of the 5 greatest athletes of all time throughout all fields, and it was only Americans, and Babe Ruth was one of them.
I mean, yeah, for the time, okay,
Yeah,
but like...
yeah, back before people who weren't white could compete.
Back before everyone juiced, like, shit. God, if you want a funny sports story, go look up the shit show that was, like, the very first Olympic marathon.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
People got lost. People showed up late.
Oh no.
People cheated. One guy hired a car. This is in, like, the 20s?
I remember hearing about that.
One guy was so late he didn't have like any of his athletic clothing. He was like running in like actual loafers and like slacks.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good time.
All right, I found an article by the Smithsonian about the 1904 Olympic Marathon.
Oh, okay, it was the 100th. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. All right. Held in 1904 in St. Louis, the games were tied to that year's World's Fair, which celebrated the centennial of the Louisiana Purchase. While advancing, as did all such turn-of-the-century expositions, the notion of Europe-American imperialism.
As one does.
As one does. So, blah blah blah. The marathon was conceived to honor the classical heritage of Greece and underscore the connection between the ancient and modern. But from the start, the 1904 marathon was less showstopper than sideshow, a freakish spectacle that seemed more in keeping with the carnival atmosphere of the fair than the reverential mood of the games. The outcome was so scandalous that the event was nearly abolished for good. A few of the runners were recognized marathoners who had either won or placed in the Boston Marathon, or had placed in previous Olympic marathons, but the majority of the field was composed of middle-distance runners and assorted oddities.
Oddities.
Yeah. So, there are a couple of Americans here, all experienced marathoners among the favorites. Another American did all his training at night because he had a day job as a bricklayer. And earned a spot in the Olympics by placing in a special 5-mile race, sponsored by the Amateur Athletic Union. Among the leading oddities were 10 Greeks who had never run a marathon, 2 men of the Suana tribe of South Africa, who were in St. Louis as part of the South African World's Fair exhibit and arrived at the starting line barefoot, and a Cuban national and former mailman named Felix Carvajal, who raised money to come to the States by demonstrating his running prowess throughout Cuba, once trekking the length of the island. Upon his arrival in New Orleans, he lost all his money in a dice game and had to walk and hitchhike to St. Louis.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Yeah. At 5 feet tall, he portrayed a slight but striking figure at the starting line, attired in a white long-sleeve shirt, long dark pants, a beret, and a pair of street shoes. One fellow Olympian took pity, found a pair of trousers, and cut a pair of scissors, rather, and cut the trousers at the knee. Alright, so, August 30th. Starting pistol fired, the men were off. Heat and humidity soared into the 90s, and the 24.85 mile course wound across roads inches deep in dust. So, It was real bad. Cracked stone was strewn across the roadway, and the men had to constantly dodge crosstown traffic, delivery wagons, railroad trains, trolley cars, and people walking their dogs. There were 2 places to get water, from a water tower at 6 miles and a roadside well at 12 miles. The chief organizer of the game wanted to minimize fluid intake to research purposeful dehydration.
What?
Mm-hmm.
This seems like a good opportunity to research purposeful dehydration. Don't give them any water.
Don't give them any water. They're gonna run a marathon, one of the worst in human history.
Oh my god.
Cars carrying coaches and physicians motored alongside the runners, kicking the dust up and launching coughing spells. William Garcia of California nearly became the first fatality of an Olympic marathon when he collapsed on the side of the road and was hospitalized with hemorrhaging.
Oh my god.
Wow. The way you just left that hemorrhaging.
Hemorrhaging. The dust had coated his esophagus and ripped his stomach lining. So that's a study of purposeful dehydration for you.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. John Lorden suffered a bout of vomiting and gave up. Len Tao, one of the South African participants, was chased a mile off course by wild dogs.
Of course he was.
Oh
Felix Carvajal trotted along in his cumbersome shoes and billowing shirt, making good time even though he paused to chat with spectators in broken English. Yeah.
Amazing.
On one occasion, he stopped at a car, saw its occupants were eating peaches, asked for one, and was refused, so he stole 2 and ate them as he ran.
no. What a fucking legend. Holy fuck.
And then further down the course, he stopped at an apple orchard and ate some apples, but they were rotten, so he just lay down and took a nap with stomach cramps.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then there were also some cramps in the lead, and one guy eventually just stopped entirely because of him. And another American runner decided, I've got cramps at 9 miles, I'm gonna hitch a ride on the car!
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah. One of the early American favorites came under the care of a 2-man support crew at the 10-mile mark. He begged them for a drink, but they refused. Instead, sponging out his mouth with warm distilled water. 7 miles from the finish, his handlers fed him a concoction of strychnine and egg whites, the first ever recorded instance of drug use in the modern Olympics.
Yeah, because strychnine is so beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The team also carried a flask of French brandy, but decided to withhold it until they could gauge the runner's condition. Yeah. So, after riding 11 miles in the automobile, one of the runners decided, I'll finish the rest of it on foot. But a handler saw him, ordered him off the course, and he just kept running anyway and finished at the time of just under 3 hours. And the crowd began chanting, "An American won!" Alice Roosevelt, the 20-year-old daughter of President Theodore Roosevelt, placed a wreath upon his head and was just about to lower the gold medal when someone shouted, "Hey, that guy rode in a car!"
Oh my god.
This is all just words.
I love early century history.
Yeah. After which, Strychnine Man had grown ashen and limp, but heard that the car man was disqualified. So he got another dose of strychnine, and this time with some brandy. And appeared to revive, quicken his pace. He was basically a zombie running, and like at the 2 mile out mark, hallucinated the finish line was still 20 miles away.
What a trooper.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah. He was begging for something to eat, begging to lie down, refused. He just swings into the stadium, shuffling awkwardly through. His trainers carried him over the line, and he was declared the winner as he just shuffled back and forth, being like, I want to die. I'm a fall over. He lost 8 pounds during the course of the race.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
And that is the story of the 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit, that's amazing!
Turn of the century history is just the best shit ever.
Oh my god! It's so much more batshit than I expected.
Listen, we all think that 100, 150 years ago people were all prim and proper, but we start looking into the history
No.
and realize they were fucking bonkers.
It's just absolutely bonkers. Somehow seems more bonkers than modern day, actually, because you can get away with a lot more in
Yeah.
that time period. He rode in a car.
You rode in a car.
That man rode in a car.
That's a faker.
He rode
A loser. A cheater.
cheetah.
Besmirching the good reputation of our Olympic Games.
Yeah. And after he was called out, he was like, guys, it was just a joke. Proving
It's a prank, bro.
that since the dawn of time, assholes who tried to claim it was just a joke.
Just a prank, bro. Oh, wonderful.
Just a prank, bro.
Just a prank, bro. The sheer balls.
It
Like,
was a
the
social experiment.
audacity. There's so much audacity happening in this story, and I'm just like, wow.
Wow. And the wild dogs were just one sentence, because everything else around it was like, yeah, this is also batshit insane.
This is so batshit, I wish it was a movie. Like,
It should be.
it should be. You do a rat race style movie about the 1904 Olympic Marathon and make sure to not embellish anything. Just depict what happened in the thing and don't let people know until the very end that this is in fact all actually a true story.
Mhm.
You wouldn't need to exaggerate anything. It's funny enough on its own. I wish this existed.
God, yes.
Yes.
Also, the wild dogs. Yeah,
Also
they're
the
just
wild
wild
dogs. Yeah, they're just wild dogs that got onto the course.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Probably feral, but details.
You know.
Is it all that important to know?
It's fine. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you for teaching me important things about history. I feel like I've learned so much.
Thank you, the Smithsonian, for your wonderful article.
Very important. Oh my god. I see that apparently the goat is still hot.
I'm sorry. This goat has childbearing hips.
What? How so?
He's waist up!
Yeah, it's waist up. Where's his hips?
No hips!
The curve is starting. I can see children are gonna be bared. I mean, take a look at that chest.
I can see children are gonna be bared. Holy shit! I wish I had hands so I could write that down. That's fucking. Children are gonna be bared.
Also, that little smirk he's got, his little glowy eyes, and you kind of made this difficult for me.
Literally, when I started, I'm like, oh, I'm making him hot. Yep, not going, I'm not backing down.
Please, the hottest one is the one in the middle.
Yeah, obviously.
Thanks, babe.
Legit, though, that is so cool.
The middle one looks like a sleep paralysis demon, and I love it.
That's why it's hot.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen, there are monster
Genius.
fuckers and then there are monster fuckers.
Exactly.
God, I saw this thing the other day that was like, and this is a generalization, but it's like, so, you know, when male monster fuckers say they're monster fuckers, then it's like, a bunch of like cutesy anime girl like monsters. And then when women say they're monster fuckers, then it's like fucking Pyramid Head and a xenomorph and like
I think I put that in the social server actually.
God, that must be where I saw it then, because I was just like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would also date the anime girl, monster girl, which I guess, I am bi, so that makes sense. But
Okay, but like, I'm pretty sure like one of my like formative memories, I say this happening as a teenager. Anyway, memory is weird, time's weird. I went to like a shitty tiny little convention around the city that I lived in, and there was a Pyramid Head cosplayer, and this man was the most shredded I had ever seen in my fucking life.
Oh my
Cosplay,
God.
impeccable. Abs, cheese graters. So my timid little ass goes up and I'm like, can I take a picture with you? And just silently, the pyramid like tilts just a little bit and nods, and I'm just like, oh god.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
yes.
That's
Let's
so
go.
good.
Let's go.
I want to be you, please.
I found the picture.
Yay. That sounds wonderful. That sounds like a delightful time. Ah, yes, here it is.
Fuck!
Correct.
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 It's me. I want to be fucked by the jelly, sure.
I want to be dissolved by a gelatinous cube. Why not?
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go.
Show me your gelatinous clussy.
Lussy.
All right, chat. You've been good, so you get the post.
I'm just like, yeah, please, I'd go for every monster here. Sounds delightful.
Yeah. Yeah, we got QB from Darkstalkers. I think that's Liara from Mass Effect. I have no idea who the fuck this harpy woman is.
No idea.
But I'm guessing in Monster Musume based on the letter R and E next to her. And I think that is Alice from a well-known H game that I cannot remember the name of, Monster Girl Quest. I just remember the name of it anyway. Whatever the fuck this is from Silent Hill, the Sarlacc, the Xenomorph, and a gelatinous cube. I think we know which side wins.
Objectively.
Objectively.
100%.
Liara is so, like, barely a monster girl. That's baffling to me
God,
that someone
right.
would be like, oh, I love monster. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I love Liara. She was my first option for dating before I realized that Garrus was an option. But
Right?
and then I went, I mean, listen, I know that I'm really into women, but but still, like, I'm sorry. She's just blue.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the blue lady.
Exactly.
like, that's not a monster girl. Baffling. If you think that Liara is a monster girl, your standards for monster girls are like, basically it's just I would go for a person who isn't 100% human. Wow. You're so brave.
progressive.
Wow, next you're gonna tell me that Tali is a monster girl.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Tali is also very hot, but I
Tali's
digress.
great.
Shut the fuck up. Tali is best girl.
Yeah.
Tali is very good.
I defer.
God.
Fuck Jacob.
Nobody likes Jake.
No one likes Jacob. Garrus is right there.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like, I can't even think of any of the other male options because Garrus is right there.
Garrus was actually the reason that got me into Mass Effect.
Nice.
The absolute closest to Garrus you could possibly get is Thane, but even then, Garrus is right there.
Oh,
Yes.
I love Thane.
Listen, Steve we got through almost all the Mass Effect games, and then we weren't able to finish them because he was playing it on his Xbox 360. And something about the third game, like if you put the disc in for the Xbox 360, half the time it just doesn't work. I don't know why, it just does that. So I never got to see how Mass Effect ends.
Good.
Rip.
Good.
I'm told maybe it's for the best, but it was like, so Kristen, we can make our shepherd date a girl. I'm like, I want her to date a girl, and then as we're going through, I'm like, oh, Garrus is so great. I wish we could date Garrus. Second game, okay.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Chat has dropped a bombshell. Would half the cast of Doug be monster girls in that case?
Oh my god, asking ourselves the important questions.
That's deep.
I mean, yeah, I guess half the cast of Doug is technically monster girls if we're going with the standard of just human with weird skin colors. Such a low bar.
Yeah.
God. That's like calling the gems. Yeah, I'm super into any of the gems from Steven Universe, so I'm a monster fucker, and I'm like, they're just ladies.
That's a lady.
They're just
Yeah.
I mean, at least I could argue that some of them have like multiple limbs, but like still.
Bare bones.
Bare bones.
Oh wow, so daring! You want to fuck Garnet?
Are you about to tell? Oh yeah, I'm really into monster girls. Okay, what kind? I love vampires, and I'm just like, I mean, me too, but like, are you even trying?
Oh yeah, I love monster girls. I love werewolves, but not in their wolf form.
Oh my god, kill me. Like, you've missed the whole point. God.
Oh man, lapis lazuli is such an out there design, but I'd still do it. It's a blue lady!
It's another blue lady! God. I'm glad we've discussed the important things here. I can't remember how. Oh yeah, because I was pointing to the most monster fucker option here. That's why.
Yes.
I'm like, how did we get here? What's happening?
I think we started talking about Azazel allegedly having childbearing hips, and then went into
so
monster
true.
fucking.
Wow, this conversation really went places.
Mm-hmm.
Next villain?
Next villain?
Next villain, or we could take a break before next villain.
Break.
Get, like, hydrated and stuff.
Break.
Get hydrated.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna take a quick break to get hydrated, go to the bathroom, rest and recharge for a little bit. We will be right back with another villain. Don't go anywhere, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome back to D6 Tricks. Wait a minute, we're just drawing. Yeah, and? You got a problem with that? We're talking about bad guys and we're drawing stuff.
Yeah.
Queen has gone to bed because British time. It is like 4 a.m. over there.
Mm-hmm.
But, in the meantime, we can discuss more villains across the realms. And next up on the list, is from the continent of Zelkra, which is ludicrously hard to spell because of course it is. It's a fantasy continent.
Of course.
So
I forgot the apostrophe.
Yep. So it's like the equivalent of Egypt, like darker sub-Saharan Africa as you go further south. It is the equivalent to Africa, just as Kenyako is the equivalent to Eastern and Southern Asia. And a long, long time ago, I was thinking I could run a campaign in here that's just this series of death traps of ludicrous difficulty to lampoon the Tomb of Annihilation, and lovingly called it the Pyramid of Bullshit.
I so want to play in the Pyramid of Bullshit. I still have 2 characters that I made for it in their concepts. One day.
I was like, is this meant to be a parody of Tomb of Annihilation? Ah, there we are.
There we are!
God.
Yeah, it's the Pyramid of Bullshit. Yeah, and in the Pyramid of Bullshit, there are no less than 4 villains, but the one I want to focus on is the Mummy Lord. And she is Tetanhur, last of the Sun Emperors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and wait for that spelling. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mwah.
Yeah.
Woo! Alright, yeah, glad I did.
Yeah! There's a hyphen in there, motherfucker! So, Tetanhur is basically the last of a dynasty of rulers of Northern Silk Ra who held dominion over the sun thanks to the blessings of someone they call the First Goddess. And through that power, they did some messed up shit. They burned a lot of people alive for funsies, they buried people in sand for funsies, and when the Pyramid of Bullshit was buried by the wrath of some gods, Tetanhur was the one ruling, and she was essentially trapped forever in her tomb. But she's doing great. She revived as a mummy lord, and now she rules over the pyramid. It's fun! She's got her own court of undead, and she will not tolerate any intruders that try to get past the traps of bullshit.
You know, I have no choice but to stand a girl boss.
She's a girl
Thriving,
boss.
desiccated in her lane.
In her lane.
Lovely. Excellent. So
Excellent.
she just doesn't want people. So she just doesn't want people fucking with her house.
Yeah, don't fuck with my house. Or if you are gonna fuck with my house, raise it from the ground so I can rule over all eternity.
Oh, you're
I'm
gonna help
good
me
with
raise my house from the ground?
Yeah.
No, I'm.
Okay.
here for the
I'm gonna drink you then.
Wait, what?
Delicious moisture.
Delicious.
She's a mummy. She wants moisture.
I mean, I guess that's fair. You know,
So-
if you can't produce your own moisture, store-bought is fine.
So, because I totally believe that sometime in the future you will run Pyramid of Bullshit, I believe this with all my heart.
Yeah.
This might be a spoiler, but are flesh-eating scarabs involved? Please.
Yes.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Let's fucking go!
Yay!
Oop, you touched the scarab floor tile. You're now eaten.
Yes!
Woo! What a fun time.
Mm-hmm. The original design idea is, what if Sophia Boutella in the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, if the Tom Cruise Mummy movie was good?
There's a Tom Cruise mummy movie? Never heard of it.
Dark universe. Listen, when I went to go see the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, and they had the sticker at the front for the Dark Universe, the theater burst out laughing.
That's
Wait.
amazing.
Was that the same Tom Cruise movie where they accidentally posted the trailer without like any music?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's just this dramatic sting as a swarm of scarabs rise, and then cut to black, cut to them being thrown around the plane, and it's just, look out! Ah!
With reverb.
Oh! What? There's no sound effects, there's no music, it's just Tom Cruise and Lady going, ah! They just forgot. They completely ass forgot.
Amazing.
They
That's-
forgore.
They forgored. Oh man. I feel like that movie coming out was the reason for an amount of suffering I experienced, which I can't talk about on stream, but I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm just like,
See.
Timeline
God.
checks out. The timeline checks out of that suffering, which we can't talk about.
yes, correct. But all right. So the Tom Cruise movie had a lady mummy. I didn't know that.
It did, yeah. Sophia Boutella, I believe. She was like a stunt woman and a dancer. She had just gotten famous for being the woman with robot gun legs in Kingsman.
Oh
I see.
yeah. Rad as fuck.
Rad as fuck.
That is fuck the only good Kingsman movie.
Listen, I enjoyed the Kingsman prequel just because I could point at characters before literally everyone else and be like, oh, because history.
Oh!
Catch me looking at my brother-in-law and like casually to the side explaining the historical context of shit.
Yeah.
Because it's all World War I, baby.
It's World War One. They got Rasputin, and they marketed it by straight up making a music video of Rah Rah Rasputin with footage from the movie.
That's amazing.
So
Holy
it's just
fuck.
Kings and Rasputin stabbing people, leaping up and down, doing some kung fu, and in the background, there was a certain man in Russia long ago, but the cosmos is not a fling at him, no.
Oh my
No
god.
doubt the Rasputin, that power and his charms.
It was not a good movie, but it was
No.
fun to watch because it tickled my particular specific interest.
Excellent. You know, that's really all a movie needs to do.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And also allowed me to info dump to unwitting passerby.
God. Delightful. But yes, so mummy lady.
Mummy lady, yes.
Mummy lady. So mostly she wants to rise again, I assume, based as she is a mummy.
She is a mummy. Her goal is world domination.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
We love a lady with goals. Fun.
Unfortunately, most of her time is spent managing the pyramid of bullshit. Because someone's got to keep track of the undead assholes who are resetting every trap.
You know what? I love that. Doesn't shirk from her responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes. Cares for her people.
Yeah.
Positive character trait.
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, she's a woman of the people.
Because the advisor who was supposed to do it fucked off, so now I guess it's my job.
I mean, somebody has to do this.
Yeah, and I wish it wasn't me.
Alright, fun.
Fun.
Love that for her. I'm trying to think of other questions to ask about this lady. Other than just, there are scarabs. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Very important.
They eat flesh. Yes.
Yes. So they
Thank
do they
you.
still burn people alive and sacrifice them in sand, or are they
Yeah.
not doing that because they're lacking people to do that too?
If they find some intact people, they'll happily do it.
Ah, of course.
Listen,
Oh my God,
rituals give
someone-
great power.
They do, yes.
I'll hail the
Oh.
Sun Emperor.
Finally, someone showed up.
Hey, babe. Throws in the pyre.
Hey, babe. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Give me your moisture.
Give me your moisture. What an icon. Love
Mhm.
that for her.
We stan a queen.
Good for her.
Though if you called her a queen, she'd be very insulted. She is an emperor, thank you very much.
Ah, of course. My bad. Does she go with emperor or empress?
Emperor.
Good for her. God.
Because the title of Sun Emperor is very sacred. They're not going to change it for a lady.
Valid. And I was talking with my mom about some stuff, and I was I really like that actor, and she was like, but it's a lady. Do people not say actress anymore? And I was like, I mean, I guess yes, lots of people say actress. I just shrug. I think gendered titles are dumb. That's all it is. You can be an emperor and be a lady. You can be a woman and be a king. It's fine.
Yeah. She is the king.
She's the king.
She's the king. She's the emperor, thank you very much.
Excuse me, the emperor, my bad. Delightful.
Delightful.
Rah Rah Rasputin is stuck in my head now.
There was a
Good.
certain man
You
in
have
Russia
no one else to
long
blame but
ago.
yourself.
So here's the thing. I'm not super familiar with the song. The main reason I'm recognizing it is because they do a parody of the song in the church play cinematic universe. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Yes.
That's the song they play when Tony Stark gets crucified.
Yeah. I think the best part of it is in the Jenny Nicholson video about the Church Play Cinematic Universe. She doesn't realize it's an actual song.
Right? I didn't realize it was. Like, oh, it's an actual song.
Yeah, it's an actual song.
Wonderful. Love that.
Yeah. And whenever I sing it, I like slowly devolve into Vin Diesel voice for the deeper part of the verses.
There was a certain man in Russia long ago.
God, now I'm just thinking of, speaking of Universal, the Fast and the Furious ride at Universal Studios.
Yes, a ride that you told me was so bad everyone should experience it at least once.
It's absolute trash, and I love it.
Why is it absolute trash?
Well, I can tell Anne has some thoughts about it.
Tell us your thoughts, Anne.
Yes, tell us your thoughts.
I feel bad for Orlando for getting like a brand new ride, which is this part. But at the very least, if you want, you could skip it. We over here in Hollywood, if we want to do the whole studio tour, that is a mandatory thing, and it's infuriating.
Oh yeah. At the end of like the hour-long studio tour, they have the Fast and the Furious ride, and you have to go through it.
I see.
So frustrating.
All right. So I forget the names of the people in the Fast and the Furious, so I'm gonna be making some stuff up based on actor names. All right. So the premise is, The Rock calls and it's like, "Hey, studio audience, we have a very important spy for the FBI, CIA, NSA, whatever the hell my government agency is. He's just in a tour group at Universal Studios. We gotta get into a safe house." And then you go into a safe house, and then Ludacris calls and is like, "Yo, we gotta get you to a safe house inside the safe house."
What?
You're not the right
Yeah.
safe house, you gotta get to the safe house run by the family.
Of course, obviously.
And you might think the family is some kind of mafia. No, that's just Vin Diesel and his driving crew.
Yes. That makes sense. Having seen one Fast and the Furious movie, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't you know Fast and Furious is about family?
It's about family. And you would think, well, why is that safer than this high-tech safe house hideout right here? Well, you see, the family evolved over the Fast and the Furious movies. At first, they were a gang that stole car stereos and were basically Point Break, but with cars. Now, they are just superhuman gods who can do anything so long as they are in a car. There's the only
gone to
ones who
space
can
yet?
yeah. They're the only ones who can stop terrorists. And like, The Rock sometimes is among them. He can grab missiles and throw them back at a nuclear submarine. That's the power of the family.
Amazing. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Just intercepts them in the air like it's a fucking football and throws them back.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Literally.
God.
Yeah. So then
Wonderful.
you get to the family safe house, it's like, all right, you're gonna be safe in here, where there's also a huge party going on, consisting of 5 bikini-clad women in an empty, grungy warehouse, terribly dancing.
It sounds
my
like most
God.
parties,
Yeah.
honestly. Where it's like, yeah, no, dude, there'll totally be girls there. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, but it's okay, it's off the grid. Luke Evans, the terrorist, will never find you in here. There's no way for him to track you. You've got Michelle Rodriguez and Vin Diesel and Tyrese Gibbons. Let me double check that. That's his name. Yeah, Tyrese Gibson. Sorry, not Gibbons. Tyrese Gibson. We're here to protect you. And then there's a ring, and Tyrese Gibson's like, "Yo, baby, what's up? Nah, I'm just chilling in here in my safe house."
Oh
And
my
it was like,
god.
no, what are you doing calling people? Luke Evans will track us. And Luke Evans bursts through the wall in a tank, shoots a flamethrower in the air. It's like, which one of you is the informant?
Oh my god.
So Michelle Rodriguez tethers you to her car and drives off down the perfectly straight California highway at 140 miles an hour. There's no traffic. It's going real fast down the highway. Luke Evans in pursuit in a tank.
Oh my god.
And Vin Diesel's fighting him in a car because he's got the power of family. And then in the end, there's like a drone helicopter off the side of the highway. So Vin Diesel's like, I need you to keep driving this for me. Gets out of his car, leaps onto the drone helicopter, and pile drives it into the ground on top of Luke Evans' tank. And then 10 seconds later, he just walks up and is like, now you're part of the family, after you get back to the safe house from before. And The Rock is like, that's some good driving out there. Bye. And that is the Fast and the Furious ride. Did I mention it's not actually going fast at all? You're actually not moving at all.
That's amazing.
You're
Holy
in a tube, in a large tour bus style vehicle that occasionally is like, tilts 2 degrees one way, 2 degrees the other way.
Oh my god.
And that's the Fast and the Furious ride.
Wow.
Fuck this shit, I want to ride the Mummy again. It has real fire in it.
Excellent.
It has real fire, they kill people in the Mummy, they kill the ride operators in the Mummy.
And it's pretty fast. It's fun. It's good. Leave me alone. Probably my favorite ride at Universal is the fucking Mummy.
That sounds like
Hell
a lot
yeah.
more fun than Fast and Furious.
The only other thing I want to do at Universal is go to the fucking Waterworld show!
Fuck yeah, Waterworld's awesome.
Because it's awesome! They fucking jump jet skis and crash them? Are you kidding me?
They
That
crash a
sounds-
plane. Yeah.
Fuck Waterworld, but the show? Hell yeah!
I think
Practicals!
actually, I don't need to check. Is that
God,
Should still be there.
I only went to Universal Studios once in like 2002, I think it was, like December 2002. So, and I don't really remember much about it other than like I was really excited to see the big Jurassic Park gate. That was cool. There was a ride where we had to, you know, see some dinosaurs. That was pretty neat. We took pictures with the Grinch. That's it. That's all I remember.
okay? Waterworld is still.
I was really excited for the Double Dragon roller coaster, but I ended up not. I was like, wow, we waited very long for it, and then I was like, this is actually not a very good roller coaster.
Oh, they don't run it at the same time anymore because the vibrations were kind of like breaking it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they only
really?
run
They
one
also-
at a time.
They also replaced it with Hagrid.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hulk
That's
coaster
really
sure is a
lame.
thing though.
I think I did ride the Hulk coaster. I liked it okay.
Yeah. I read originally it was going to be a Silver Surfer coaster, but then they're like, we're painting this a bright shade of silver and gray in the Florida sun.
Hmm.
And also the Silver Surfer fucking sucks.
Well, I guess this is now a Hulk ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, way better.
Delightful.
I guess the whole part of the family.
I miss riding roller coasters. Alas. Oh. God.
Speaking of Universal and Waterworld, one of my favorite Universal facts is, I believe it's Universal Japan has a little mini-themed area based around Waterworld. Not the movie, the show.
The
Because
show?
I don't think...
Was it your?
Yeah.
Was it your?
The show as in the stunt show.
Oh fuck yeah! Okay, let's go.
The thing is, I don't remember if it was Japan, but at the same time, I would not be surprised if it was.
Right? Because, like,
Japan
I don't
theme
think
park slap.
Japan saw Waterworld any more than we saw Waterworld in the United States.
Uh, You know, no, I'm looking it up. I'm looking up just to make sure it is Japan that has it.
Japan also used to have just performances of Wicked in Universal Studios.
Wow.
The Japanese version of any theme park just goes hard.
It's
Like
really
it's just objectively better.
Yep.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary about the making of Disney parks, and all the Imagineers and engineers and creators at the time were baffled at Japan being like, we want to remake this whole thing over in Japan. And they were like, do you want any adaptations? No.
No.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's gonna cost a whole lot of money. Here's the money. We want this in Japan. Yeah. And we're like, are you sure you're gonna be nostalgic for 1900s middle America? Yes.
Yes.
And that's how we got Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, one of the best theme parks in the world.
And they've been stealing from Japan ever since.
Yep. Listen, they know how to make cool shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Japan, we're like, we want it.
Gonna make a cool thing. We're gonna make the coolest possible thing, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. These are some lovely mummy ladies.
Yeah.
What charmers.
Oh, thank you.
Both of them. I'd give her my moisture. It's fine. She can have it. I don't need it.
Who needs moisture anyway?
Not me, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Moisture? Not important.
No, I don't need it. I don't need it.
I mean, she got a charisma of at least 16. I'd be down.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
Ugh. I'm awake. I'm
Are you,
very
though?
tired. No, I'm very tired.
That's what I thought. God, one day I will run the pyramid of bullshits once I find good rules to keep people going, even with the comical amount of death.
Yes.
You need a way to be able to like pull out a new character as soon as one dies, like fast.
Yeah.
Just make characters in advance, I think, was what the original concept was.
Mm-hmm. You got your backup and you got your real one.
You're
Someone retreats to reconvene the original. Backup's there. If your backup dies, make a third one.
You got your character, your backup, and your backup for the backup.
Yeah, honestly, that's like one of the main things about D&D 5e, which is what you're originally going to run it in. It's just, it takes so long to make a fucking character.
Yeah. Also, hello, Siren. Pyramid of Bullshit is my theoretical campaign for parodying, basically, Tomb of Annihilation, going into this mega dungeon that is designed to kill you and kill you dead, and the hex crawl is designed to be miserable and kill you dead. Fun times.
God.
What if you just bring them back when they die? Well, that encourages just walking forward and slamming your face into every trap.
Yeah.
has to
It
be
takes
some kind of
money to
punishment.
come back.
Mm-hmm. Now, Bugbears in Borderlands actually helps a lot on the character creation front, because that's, alright, choose your ancestry, choose your specialization, you're done.
You're done. I can see potential here.
Mm-hmm. And that's how I got my friends to play Bugbears in Borderlands, by saying, hey, do you want to do the pyramid of bullshit?
Bullshit.
Sign me up.
Let's go.
Woohoo.
You enter the chamber. The pungent scent of mildew fills your nostrils. The walls are decorated with images of snakes in a winding zigzag pattern. Opposite you in the chamber is a door that looks to be sealed shut.
I throw a flask of acid in its face.
The door was a mimic.
I inspect the obelisk.
I inspect the obelisk.
The obelisk was actually an obelisk of annihilation. By looking at it, you die.
I put my hand in the obelisk.
You are sucked into the obelisk. Your soul is consumed by the 37 demons that are also in the obelisk.
Yes.
Yay!
Like, it's not enough that you die in the pyramid of bullshit. It has to be ludicrously over the top. Like, to the point of, who would engineer this? Who built this? And the answer is usually the Sun Emperors.
Delightful.
Keyword usually.
Keyword usually.
Keyword usually.
Yeah, like I said, there are 4 mid to high level villains in the pyramid of bullshit. We're just talking about the hot one.
The hot one.
The hot one.
The hot
The
one.
hot one.
Listen.
Are you arguing that she's not?
Listen, she's in her lane, flourishing, pointedly not moisturized. That's the problem.
Desiccated.
Desiccated.
In need of moisture.
In need of many moistures.
Please give me moistures. Moisturize me, moisturize me.
You have fallen into a pit trap. Spikes shoot out from the walls. They also shoot down from the ceiling into the pit trap, following you faster than the speed of gravity. Another set of spikes shoots upwards faster than those other spikes, so you're pinned to the wall. The ceiling collapses, dropping you back into the pit. There's acid that's also lava.
A shotgun pops out of the keyhole and
The
then
shotgun. It's holding another shotgun.
Rolling around at the speed of- Fuck!
Yeah, Pyramid of Bullshit is just an entire dungeon of the Path of Death.
It's an entire dungeon of the Path of Death. God fucking damn it. Rip in frickin' Skip.
He wouldn't put a Path of Death in here if he didn't expect us to go down it and survive, right?
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 I empathize with Adric's response of I don't feel like going through a shit ton of puzzles, because I'm like, I hate puzzles. So, I'm like, well, this is probably a bad idea, but, you know, if the whole team wants to do the Path of Death...
Alright, Path of Death it is.
Path of Death it is. I'm trying to think this is how you guys felt playing TOA.
You were there!
Yes!
You were there!
Listen, we've been over this. TOA is not a very good game to stream.
No. No.
God.
Hey.
Well, in general, TOA just isn't a good, like, especially for IR, because, you know, we all like to roleplay and stuff, and there's not really a lot of good space for that.
Nope.
Nope.
Curse of Strahd? Great for roleplay.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Heist? Fantastic for roleplay. Tomb of Annihilation?
Misery.
Misery.
Just misery.
You know, they say misery loves company. And even then, no.
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 You open the door. Behind the door is Thor. He was rehearsing for a play. He gets angry at the interruption and attacks. This is an actual thing from an actual Dungeons & Dragons module.
What?
Wait,
This
which
is an
one?
First edition, I believe it is Castle Greyhawk.
Yeah.
It smells like Greyhawk.
Oh my
No,
god.
that makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed.
Yeah, just fight Thor, idiot.
just fight Thor.
I think my favorite, like, 1E module is still the one that's totally not a UFO, guys. Wink.
Wink.
Wink wonk. Oh my god.
Another fun module from ye olden days is Isle of the Ape, which is definitely not King Kong, guys.
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love legally distinct things in general.
Mhm.
Totally not King Kong, I swear.
Yeah, and this was in the days where, like, hit points were particularly low. If you got to 0 hit points, you died. No death saving throw. Armor class was fucked up. So here's the stats of the ape. 300 hit points.
Fuck off.
Deals an average of 178 damage per round.
What?
Yikes.
Don't get hit, idiot.
Just don't get hit, idiot.
Jesus. Murder gorillas indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Murder gorillas, indeed. Ugh.
Delightful.
There she is, I'm done.
She's
Stop
beautiful.
futzing around with it.
She's perfect. She's beauty, she's grace.
Atwas, that's just a ghoul from Fallout. Stop.
She will suck the soul from your face.
She's beauty, she's grace. She'll suck the soul from your face. I
Hey,
love her.
Comma, gargantuan. So... Number appearing, 1. Armor class, 2. Again, armor class was weird back in the day. Hit points, 288. Number of attacks, 5 per turn. So, does an average of 100-something damage per round, with 2 1d12 plus 12 attacks, 144, and 2 5d4 attacks.
God.
You just get fucking smacked by a gorilla and die.
I think my favorite monster, quote unquote, is still a black ball.
Yeah?
It's just a black ball that floats and eviscerates everything in its way. You can't do anything against it. You can't attack it. It just randomly travels. It's... Let me see if I can find the stat block. It's the dumbest shit.
Oh boy.
That sounds like a time.
A lot of early monster builds in Dungeons and Dragons were just Gary Gygax getting fed the fuck up with his players.
Here we go. It's 2E, I believe.
Yeah?
The Black Ball is a mysterious and extraordinarily dangerous opponent. No one knows precisely how this creature comes into being or even if it's alive. Also called the Deadly Sphere, it is simply a featureless black globe 5 feet in diameter. It levitates about slowly and silently, in apparently random patterns, disintegrating everything in its path. The Black Ball has no recognizable mind or intelligence. Combat. Whatever solid or liquid matter the Black Ball touches simply disintegrates. No saving throws. The Deadly Sphere moves freely through anything. The ability makes it immune to all weapons or attacks. Even the most magical swords are destroyed immediately by contact with the Black Ball. When encountered, it moves towards the nearest intelligent creature within 60 feet. It senses intelligence in 3 dimensions, so underground adventurers may be surprised by a sudden appearance from above or below. It is relentless, moving in a straight line towards the victim. It's the dumbest fucking shit.
Why?
If a black ball touches a sphere of annihilation, the creature is sent to another plane and everything else within a radius of 200 feet is completely destroyed, including the sphere of annihilation.
Oh my god.
Here you go, chat. Here's the web page. Here's the web zone.
God. Why would you put
Here you
this
go,
in the game?
Because
Why would
fuck
you do
you. Because
Fuck
you. Because fuck you. You avoided my rocks that made everyone die? Black ball.
Black ball, idiot.
It's horrible.
Immortals suspect the black balls are alive after a fashion. Mortal sages have presented several hypotheses, guesses actually, concerning these killers, including the following. 1. Only one black ball exists, and its malevolent force is all that remains of a fiend imprisoned by the immortals. This is usually dismissed because the black ball is an evil. 2. Black balls are created by highly intelligent beings who use it to transport creatures to their own plane for study. This is usually dismissed because victims are obviously disintegrated. And 3, black balls are created as destructive instruments by the Old Ones, who are to the immortals as immortals are to humans. This theory receives the most acceptance.
It's worth 8,000
anyway.
experience.
It's just... But yes, my favorite D&D monster.
That is a time and a half.
So
Holy
fucking dumb.
It's so stupid.
You cannot fight it, only ponder your death.
You ponder the orb as it kills you.
Perceive the orb.
Pondering
Wow.
my orb. Alright. Well, we've learned a lot today. We've learned about monster fucking. We've learned about orb. We've learned if evil, why hot?
If evil, why hot?
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I think that's a pretty good time to call it a stream tonight.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. Feels good to finally stream again and talk nerd shit with my nerd friends.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. We might be back next week if I think of something to do. If not, Jug, I'm busy. I'm a busy man. I have other
Busy
channels.
man. Correct.
But thank you all so much for watching, offering up your thoughts on villains and whether or not the cast of Doug consists of monster girls. This is going to haunt my dreams tonight. Thank you.
I'm haunted by this thought. God. Okay, that feels like a good spot to
Yeah,
stop.
that's a good spot to stop. Thank you once again. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.